So when I moved to Finland more than 9 years ago, I didn't know that I would require to learn how to be patient. And these 9 years has taught me, or the Finnish culture in general has taught me how to be patient, from the extreme weather conditions to the silence or different culture to even the small routines that you would expect that they come naturally and easily. So I want to share a personal reflective story on how Finland has taught me patience. Thank you for joining. I'm from Kenya, and in Kenya we have two seasons. That's the dry season and the wet season. So that's like the rainy season when we have a lot of rain, and then the dry season. So only two. But in Finland we have like 4 seasons, and sometimes of course they overlap. And I think the biggest thing that will teach you patience is the winter. And the winter, we are not talking about one day of extreme weather conditions or 2 days or 2 weeks. Or it actually goes on for months. The winter starts from as early as October, and it continues sometimes even up to end of May. So and when we talk about winter, people think about the beautiful snow photos that people use for advertising, or people use when they travel to Finland for the first time. It's like changing. Sometimes you have -20, -30 degrees centigrade, and sometimes you have +1, +2, and not all the snow, but most part of the snow is melting, and then it's so slippery, and you wash your car is dirty, you want to go, you are late for your appointment, for example, and you want to rush to the place. There's no rushing in Finland, so you have to practice patience. The road is slippery, you cannot drive fast, and even if it's not slippery, you cannot drive faster than the speed limits that are put in place. So you just have to learn patience and prepare yourself in advance. And also in terms of the weather, during winter it's so dark, and when we talk of dark, it's dark that you cannot see your nose. Your nose is just next to your eyes. I don't know, say that if it's, I don't think even I can see my nose even if it's bright. But really, metaphorically speaking, when you wake up, it's dark. You go outside, it's dark. You come back home from work or from school or from whatever you're doing, it's dark. So the darkness is, I can say it's endless. It continues as long as the winter. Of course, the variation and the length of the day kind of varies, but yeah, the darkness is there. And then during summer, then there is no darkness, so it's like bright almost 20 hours or so. So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge in that sense, and kind of you just have to learn to be patient. And also let's talk about daily routines. Daily routines, like if you're waiting for the bus or the train, you have to wait in the cold, and you have to kind of trust the schedules. So everything moves by the clock, and if there is a delay, for example, due to unforeseen circumstances like extreme weather, which is very rare, and then you have some delays, you just have to wait. And if I compare to back in Kenya, life is very flexible. You get delayed by something, you adapt quickly, and you kind of fit in. And we were joking with my Finnish friend one time, about the Kenyan culture, where people are so flexible. Even if you agree about something, it's always assumed that it's not final until you're there. So if you set, for example, to have a party, let's say at 4 o'clock, you set the time at 4 o'clock, but in your mind, you know that people will start arriving from, let's say 4 p.m. And the last person might still arrive at 7 p.m. So there's that unwritten rule of flexibility. It's nothing is cast on stone until you have it, or until you're together with that person. So there is so much room for flexibility. But in Finland, everything is almost set. And if there are some kind of delays, people get get really frustrated because they're used to the system like working very perfectly. And sometimes when it doesn't work, then people get more frustrated. And like if you're in Kenya, it's flexible. I would say that. Yeah, so also silence. Silence teaches you a lot of patience, especially when you're having conversations and you're wondering. People speak and then they pause for a couple of minutes, and then you're wondering, okay, what's going on? Is something wrong? So people speak and make pauses in conversations, and it's so normal. So like not people talking on top, can I say, on top of each other, and it teaches you a lot of patience, because you're used to having conversations where everybody is almost competing. I don't know why Kenyans, we compete for our speaking turns. Everybody wants to speak at the same time, and even before the other person has finished what they were trying to say, someone is already speaking on top, and it's normal. And I can really relate, especially having lived here. And then you have like parties, which with my friends, like Kenyan friends, and there's so much talking and shouting and screaming, and of course it's fun. It's really fun. I enjoy it. But it reaches a point you feel like, okay, I need a moment. I need a moment to just sit outside and breathe, because it starts to feel like it's too much. I don't think it's a bad thing, but yeah, once in a while. And I would really see that over time, Finland has taught me to stop fighting if there are like any delays or things like that. Stop rushing moments, and especially even like the normal routines. Dressing up in Kenya, you can be ready in like 5 minutes if you want to. Of course, people take so much time. I don't know why, but you really can get ready in 5 minutes, because you just wear your dress, your shoes, and you're out. But especially during winter in Finland, it's almost impossible to be ready in 5 minutes, especially dressing up, because you have to dress up in layers, almost 4 or 5 layers, and then of course depending on the temperature. And even socks, sometimes you have to wear two pairs of socks, like the normal socks and then the woolen socks on top, and then the shoes, difficult to wear, and like it takes some time, and you have to be patient. There is no way you can just pile up your clothes. Maybe only in the army. I've not been to the army, but I don't know how people get ready so fast. So you have to like create time, be patient, dress up until you have like enough warm clothes. Because if you have less clothes, you're cold, you're frustrated, it will not help you. So like, yeah, doing those routines kind of teaches you to be patient, because you cannot rush those things. So I can say that living in Finland has not changed the person that I am, but it has taught me that rushing things, you just have to go with the pace at which life is going, and get things accomplished. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and if you've not subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.